the last episode, I drove to Florida and picked up our new camper, the 2021 Runaway Rouser. Down, lift, pull down. Now with those jacks raised, I can easily move the trailer. Alright, so I'll leave the trailer here for today while I'm working on it. These are the chalks that I bought. They're pretty heavy, solid rubber wheel chalks. These ones are 8 inches by 4 inches by 6 inches. And then I'll raise it up. While the camper was on order, I had time to go through and look at the interior dimensions, watch videos, and try to imagine what was the best layout for our family. I use a program called SketchUp to design the dimensions inside for a bed, a bench, a bottom bunk, and even a galley. And I had been researching what are the best materials to do a build like this. I was looking at people who are doing van builds and more. A lot of people use extruded aluminum. It's super strong and super lightweight, and it would be perfect to build something like a bed frame for this camper. But when the time came, those materials were so expensive, it was cost prohibitive. I decided to go with wood. And while 2x4s are way too heavy to build this entire project, I found that 2x2s were sufficiently strong. And even though they're expensive, I could buy 2x4s for a reasonable price and rip them in half. Alright, so now that I have the 2x2s, I still have to figure out if I want to stain them or paint them or finish them in some way. In the meantime, let me just give them a rough sanding, and then we bring them into the camper and start to get them fitted. At least get a sense of how this thing's going to fit together. Alright, so the next thing I have to think about is how to join these pieces together. And I think what I'm going to try to do is use a pocket jig so that I can put the screws in essentially like this. The drill bit goes in at the right angle and the right depth. You lock it in by putting a little collar here and tightening it down. I think, I'm struggling in part because I don't have perfect tool and perfect setup here. Alright guys, I've got to admit this project has not been smooth sailing, but I feel like I am kind of getting my rhythm now.
That's a lot of dust.
Careful in there. Yeah, I'm going to have to clean this mess up. When I screw these into each other, they are secure.
Oh. Oh yeah, are they at like a 90-degree angle?
They're going to be at a 90-degree angle.
Oh.
It's perfect. This is going to be the bench. It's also going to be part of the bed. And the next thing I have to do is join the pieces together. Yesterday I was using a system where I was making pocket holes with this device, and I was using these wood screws here, and it was actually splitting the wood at times. Basically, I was trying to avoid using the good stuff, and my friend actually has this system here with the proper drill bit, driver, and screws, and you can see they're shaped a little bit differently, which helps them to go into the softwood and plywood without damaging it. So let's use the good stuff and see how it goes. Let me see if I can show you. Okay, we're pretty good shape now for the bed frame. We have the upper bed, the kids' bed will be down low, and then this portion can move down so that we have a bench. So next part is going to be to cut the 1/2-inch plywood for the top. Alright, what we're going to do is we want to make
sharp.
We want to make some holes in here so it can breathe, okay?
I'm on camera.
I think this goes first. Ooh, okay. Wait. I went ahead and put some holes in the plywood of the bed just so that the mattress can breathe a little bit. All right, I got my helper in here. Show me how it works, Drew. Is it comfortable yet?
Mm-hmm.
Here, you hold this. You lift it up, and you put it right here. And now what is it?
A bench.
Now we have a bench. Is it the right height?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Right in the middle. Okay, so I'm just looking at this top bed again. And rather than screwing everything down into the frame, I'm just going to put in 4 bolts to hold it in place with some stop nuts. I don't have to secure those, but that way, if I ever want, I can completely take this out and have an empty camper all over again. So this is a little bit of a bummer. I lost some video working on the bench and working on the mattress for the top bunk. The mattress that we purchased is shown here from the Amazon video. I cut it down to size to fit our camper perfectly. I sewed the terry cloth cover back to the perfect size and we installed it overnight. Let me show you the video working on the mattress for the bottom bunk. So this is the mattress that we selected for the bottom bunk. It's only 3 inches, which might mean that it gives us a little bit more room when you're down below. So I'm going to cut it out the same as the last one. I bought a full size and I'm just going to cut it down to something like 65 inches by 46 inches. Alright, so that seems to have worked out pretty well. I was able to upholster the bench, get the bed together. So you can see the bench has now been covered. We have this half of the mattress up here with a fitted sheet and a quilt, some pillows, and the space down below for the kids. Okay, so that's not bad. So what I'm going to work on today is, one of the concerns that you have about having a bed down here, you may have different temperatures outside the camper and inside the camper, which could cause some condensation underneath the mattress here. Some people use a product called Hypervent, which kind of lifts the mattress off the ground a little bit and allows a little bit of airflow. I'm going to use something a little bit different, and I'm going to put down a sheet of essentially styrofoam insulation. So I had purchased this mattress cover. I decided not to use it because I thought it may be a little bit loud, but I do think I am going to use it to wrap this insulation. All right, starting to look good with the bed under there. Thanks for following along in our build. Make sure you come back for the next episode when we build out our floor and our kitchenette/galley.